And I started this mission with this aim and objective that this was going to be the mission of revival of Islam. Revival of Islam. Objectives set for this mission of Minhajul Quran, the path of Islam, the path of Quran, was number one, reformation of the generations of Muslim Ummah. Number two, to do tajdeed of deen. And that was the revival of the ilm of deen. And the third was iqamah, to promote and uplift the values of deen of Islam. Alhamdulillah ta'ala, we have got lots and lots of successes in all of these three fields and three areas.
September 24, 2011 was a history-making day as over 11,000 people gathered and attended the Peace for Humanity conference entitled Muhammad the Merciful, held in momentous Wembley Arena under the banner of Minhaj al-Quran International. Patron-in-Chief of Minhaj al-Quran International, Shaykh al-Islam Dr. Muhammad Tahir al-Qadri presided over the conference. This conference was unique, being attended by human rights and peace activists, religious scholars, opinion leaders, and followers of Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Judaism, Hinduism, and Sikhism. Proceedings of the conference commenced with recitation from the verses of the Holy Quran and recital of Qasida Burda.
مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم.
Guest speakers delivered inspirational speeches enlightening various aspects of Prophet of Islam's mercifulness and Islam's message of peace.
Deen of Islam is a deen of mercy, is a deen of kindness, is a deen of openness, the deen of softness, which does not allow any scope for any narrowness, harshness, coercion, extremism, and radicalism within its teachings.
To be a mu'min means to adopt tolerance, mercy, compassion, and love, and then to become from amongst the muhsineen, combine these two traits and achieve spiritual excellence and perfection in faith by following the perfect model of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Islam came to tell us, and Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam came to tell us that you ought to actually not only demonstrate with lips but with actions a genuine care about the well-being of your society, the well-being of humanity, and the well-being of everything, animate and inanimate.
ديننا دين الرحمة لا يعرف الشدة ولا التعصب، يخاطب غيره باللين والحسنى. يقول مولانا عز وجل: وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن.
Shaykh al-Islam delivered his welcome address, greeting all the Muslim and non-Muslim scholars and participants of the conference from all over the world for attending this historical event, and prayed for a world of peace with immutable rights for all.
This is a dream which I see in open daylight. And dream is, let us make, and I want to see a world garden of peace, where we could see a fountain of love, and from this fountain would spring the rivers of freedom.
Representatives of all religions made special prayers for the establishment of peace in the world according to the teachings of their religion, and gave hands in hands of Shaykh al-Islam Dr. Muhammad Tahir al-Qadri to make a collective peace prayer. Peace candles were also lit on the occasion, and thousands attending the event stood up, and venue was echoed with the chants of Allah is great. The London Declaration, which is declared to be a historical document by Shaykh al-Islam, was read by Ms. Khadija Atkinson. This document is meant to support peace and foster resistance and opposition to extremism. This document is intended to be signed by 1 million people from across different nationalities, cultures and regions, and would be signed till December 2011 to demonstrate support for peace. Shaykh al-Islam in his keynote speech emphasized various religious scholars to join their forces and collectively launch a peace drive in the world. He asked them to unite for the sake of peace, respect, dignity and welfare of humanity.
Deen of Islam is deen of moderation. There is no extremism in Islam allowed.
He urged to dissociate from the ideology of Al-Qaeda and submit to the real teachings of Islam based on peace and moderation.
I always used to say, don't follow Usama, follow Muhammad.
Support messages for the conference and its theme were presented at the conference from different international leaders, including Secretary General of United Nations Ban Ki-moon, Professor Dr. Muhammad Ahmad Al-Tayyib Sheikh Al-Azhar, Secretary General of OIC Dr. Ekmaluddin, British Prime Minister David Cameron, Deputy Prime Minister Nick Clegg, Leader of the Opposition Ed Miliband, Secretary of State for Communities Eric Pickles, and Archbishop of Canterbury Dr. Robin Williams. Final supplication was made at the end of the conference with the hope of peace for the whole mankind.
Louder please. Music louder.
مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على مولاي صل